What's going on? It's your boy Mixmaster B here, live from the MMB Radio Studios for the MMB Radio Podcast, where no topic is too big or too small. We talk about them all. And on the phone lines today, I have someone that's calling us all the way from across the pond. I just love saying that, across the pond. All the way from the UK, Miss Scarlett Jones. Scarlett, how are you?
Hi, I'm amazing. I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
Doing well, and so much stuff that I want to get into today, and I thank you for taking some time to talk to us because, again, I know it's a little bit different timing there. I think you're like a 5-hour difference for us.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's currently 6 o'clock in the evening.
There you go. So,
I don't know what time it is with you.
yeah, so a little past 1 o'clock Eastern out here on the East Coast of the United States, and again,
cool.
Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. And so when I was inquired about having you on the podcast, you had a very intriguing story. So there's a lot that I said we have to get into, but you are, I guess what they would call now an adult entertainer. I mean, there's so many different names for it, adult entertainer or porn star, and like, what do you prefer?
It depends who's asking. So sometimes I'd say like adult film. I guess, yeah, probably adult film or like adult performer. I don't know.
And one of the good things I looked on here too is like how you got into the business. So, ironically enough, like you studied law, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I did law at university and I graduated, so I do actually have a law degree.
And so, how does someone go from studying law and then getting into the adult realm of entertainment?
It's kind of bizarre, actually. I went on holiday to Amsterdam with my friends, and we were all Catholic at the time, and we went to see a sex show, which also had like a strip show in it, and I watched that, and I just completely like fell in love with watching it, and I was like really intrigued. And so I got back to the UK, and where I was at university in Sheffield, they had a strip club there, like a lap dancing club. And so I thought, oh, maybe I could do that. And I don't know where the confidence came from, but it just suddenly did. And I haven't looked back. So I've just kind of gone from obviously stripping into porn now. But yeah, I love it.
And it's funny that you say that because here, in the States, you have a lot of girls who are, exotic dancers and strip and everything just to pay for college. But like you've already, you had a degree and, you were successful with that. So do you still practice law? Like, how does that, like...
No.
Like, wouldn't that make more money doing something like that than what you're doing now?
Oh my God, no way. No,
really?
No. I went to high school with a girl who actually is now a solicitor. So in the 5 or 6 years when she's only just qualified, I've been doing porn and, doing all this amazing stuff and having all these experiences that she's just been stuck in an office, I guess, studying. So I don't regret a thing. I love it.
So, you started dancing at 19 and then obviously transitioned into the porn world. So kind of explain to everybody how you got into that. Because, it sounds like an easy transition, but how did that opportunity come about? Did you inquire about it or somebody come out to you and ask you about it?
It was actually my agent, Julia Grande. So she works for Vixen and stuff, if anyone knows what that is. So she messaged me on Instagram and asked if I'd be interested, and I said no. It's a big step. I'd only ever had 2 sexual partners before porn, so for me it was a very big leap of faith, if that makes sense. So I said no, and then 6 months later I thought about it for 6 months, and I thought, you know what, why not? Let's give it a go. And it's almost been about 1.5 years now since I started, and I don't regret it at all.
And one of the things that I was looking here in the notes as well is that, so what's the relationship with your family and everything? So the parents, I guess they had high hopes because anytime you hear your child's going to law school or going to medical school or anything with a high profile title, and then, you do porn, what was their reaction and what's their status with them?
So when they found out I was stripping, actually, they I think they had enough of me because of that. So they didn't come to my graduation. They missed out on that because of it, just because of stripping. And I never actually told them that I was doing porn. It's always been I think kind of a rumor. People I went to high school with have told my parents and sent them things they shouldn't be sending them, like, if that makes sense. So no, I think they're very unhappy about it. But I think as a society, we do put a lot of emphasis on that law is a very moral job and it's proper. But in reality, I feel like I'm doing a lot of good in the world doing porn. It sounds really weird, but I make my fans really happy and they make me happy. I feel like it's a really nice exchange, if that makes sense.
And you've been very successful. I'm looking here at the different XBiz awards that you've won: Best New Performer, Best Sex Scene. Like, what does it feel like to be recognized by your peers, having been in the business for, not that long?
It's like insane. It's really bizarre to me. I didn't expect it. And I owe a lot of it to my fans, to be honest, because some of it comes down to fan vote. For example, Best New Performer was fan vote. So it means a lot to me to know that people support me, because obviously I don't have my family supporting me. So the fact that my fans do support me does mean a lot. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And friends, like, how did they react to this? Like, were they shocked, or were they like, yeah, I kind of figured she'd be like that?
I think they all figured I would be like this, but they didn't. When it actually happened, they were all kind of like, they didn't want me around their boyfriends anymore. Really weird. Like, why would I be interested in your boyfriend now that I do porn? Like, I'm less interested. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a weird thing. I am friends with one or two people from high school, but I'd say the majority don't want to know. They're not interested.
And then you say that, you wouldn't be interested in their boyfriends now that you do porn and everything. Yeah. So what is a social life like for someone who is active in the adult entertainment world?
It's a lot busier than it was before. So, for example, me and my friends in porn, we're all going on holiday together. We're going to Europe, to Spain in November for a week to do a lot of like OnlyFans content together. It's a lot of traveling. It's a lot of meeting new people, and the people that you meet, they're all on the similar level to you because you all do a similar job and you've had similar experiences, and there's not that awkwardness when making friends. But I'd say with people who aren't doing porn, it always feels a bit, you don't know how they're going to react when you tell them.
And what's porn like over in the UK? Like, obviously you think of porn and you just have like this, this idea of what porn's like and everything, but is there different styles, or is there different like attitude and reaction to porn over there than there is here?
Yeah, definitely. So I haven't worked in America yet. I'm trying to get my visa to go work over there, but I've only worked in Europe. Porn in the UK is kind of non-existent. It's very much creator focused, so it's mainly OnlyFans. In terms of professional companies, there's not really many in the UK. So that's why I go to Europe to do professional porn.
And is there companies and people you admire and would love to work with in the States?
So many. Oh, I couldn't even begin to list them because I would miss people.
How often do you watch American porn? I mean, I say American porn, but I guess you really don't know if it's American or not.
I feel like
porn.
Like, I don't know. It's just so different in America. It's so there's so many different styles, and everyone's very good at acting in America. Obviously, in Europe, there's a bit of a language barrier sometimes, and it can be a bit like more funny than sexy. But I feel like I just love it. It looks like so much fun, and hopefully I can be involved one day.
And one of the cool things it's listed here is that, so from doing porn and being a stripper and everything, you were able to buy your own home, like, within no time at all. So that's got to be a pretty cool feeling to be a homeowner, within like a couple years of just doing, the porn business.
Yeah, sure. It's really cool. It's amazing to have the stability financially, and I'm very lucky. It's not like everybody who does porn is just automatically really successful. It does take a lot of work, and I'm very lucky, and I realize that I am obviously really privileged to be able to do that.
And it says here the UK Daily Star reached out to you, I guess, to talk to you about buying your first home from being, off of sex worker money. And that's like, to me, that's cool and crazy because, like, I can't think off the top of my head a publication here in the States that is just doing articles based on this.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I think in the UK there's a very big like tabloid culture. Mm-hmm. So that obviously those kind of things get picked up by tabloids and put all over the internet. But actually they did another one on me, which was it was from that same interview, but they made another like, what is it, story about it. something about how my parents, like, something bad about my parents, and I just know that they'll have seen it. My parents will definitely have somehow seen it and know that, like, I've said all this stuff, so it's like, it has positives and negatives.
Now, what type of scenes do you enjoy shooting the most? Because I know you've been nominated for, six different categories, or
Yeah,
Best New
yeah.
Performer and Sex Scene, for a lesbian scene. And what are the scenes that you enjoy doing the most?
I really enjoy Gonzo style, so that's handheld. I really like that. Where I can talk to the camera. I really enjoy talking in my scenes. I really like jerk up instruction. And I'm a switch, so I'm not particularly dominant or submissive, so I can go both ways.
Hmm. And is there anything that you do not do? I always ask guests because there's always like a no list, because sometimes they get the most craziest requests to do certain
Mm,
scenes. Have you ever been approached
yeah.
to do something you're like, no freaking way am I doing that?
No one's ever approached me with anything yet, but I've not been doing it very long. But I don't do anal. I don't do only for tushy. I don't do obviously a lot of hardcore stuff. I'd say my work's kind of vanilla, like that it is what it is. So no, I don't do loads of stuff, but I one day I probably will. Do you know when I've been doing it a bit longer?
Now, you say you don't do anal. Is it that contractual thing with Tushy, or you
Yes,
just
yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Now, I mean, do you do that in your personal life? Because that's something I hear a lot of people say. That's like, yeah, if I'm not getting a nice check for that, I'm not putting anything up my ass.
I don't know. I really like anal on my own, like for OnlyFans, but I've never actually done anal that's not professional. I've never done it in my private life, but I really enjoy it actually. I've done it a few times, obviously for Tushy, and I really enjoy it. So I would be willing to try it. I just have to find a guy who's willing to have a go as well. I
Yeah,
feel
I
like in
mean,
the UK, it's not a thing. Like men are like, ooh, anal. They think it's gross. Like, so I don't know.
I don't think you would have a hard time finding anybody here in the States that's willing to give you the go, as you say. Um,
Well,
but I mean, speaking of guys, like you said, the social life being a little
yeah.
different, and everything. Like how much sex do you get to have off camera? Because a lot of people say that it's like they get their fill just from doing scenes. Do you get to have
Yeah.
like a sex life outside of work?
At the moment, no. So I'm single. So no, I don't. Me and my friends have sex all the time. Then we do OnlyFans content, so that's really fun. So I still get sex, but I'm single, and I've not tried dating since doing porn, so I don't know how that would go. I don't want to risk it right now. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't want to have to tell guys like, oh yeah, by the way, I do porn. So I've not risked it.
Do you think it would be like an awkward moment to disclose that to them, or do you?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it depends, but I think you can. I do understand why men would be intimidated, especially in the UK. It's not. People are kind of. What is the word? Like prudish over here. I think people
Mhm.
over here would be like, oh, no, that's not right. Do you know what I mean?
I see. I think the guys here in the States, they're all about it
Mm,
because they just want to tell everybody they're fucking a porn star. But I feel like
yeah.
they're not able to. I don't feel like they're able to like have that relationship part of it. Like they're
Mm,
not able to
yeah. Sure.
differentiate. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah. Yeah.
my girlfriend and this is what she does. Like it's cool at
Yeah.
first,
Sure.
and then they
Yeah.
always like revert back to, I don't like the fact that you're fucking other dudes. It's like, well, that's kind of
Yeah.
like what I do,
Yeah.
you know?
Exactly. That's the thing. I think they like the idea. Oh yeah, I'm fucking a porn star. But in reality, when you have to go to set and you come back, how are they going to react? Are they going to be like sad? Like I don't know. I don't know how it would work for a guy. I guess like I don't know. I've not had to deal with that yet. I'll let you know if I do.
Definitely have to let us know how that goes. So, I mean, guys
Yeah.
probably see you all the time, and like, how many of them do any of them recognize you for doing your work, or is it just because it's just they're
Mm,
prude over there, they just don't realize that you're Scarlett Jones?
I don't know. Like I've been recognised a few times, but never in the UK. So I don't know. Maybe a lot of my fans are American. Actually, I have at the moment my biggest fans are all in Florida. One's in Tampa, one's in Orlando, one's in Miami. So it's really cool. So I don't have many English fans actually anymore. They're all American. So maybe if I went over there, they'd recognise me.
So when guys approach you, just say you're out and about, a bar
Yeah.
or club, and a guy's really interested into you, like, how quickly do you have to shoot it down? Because you said it's awkward to have to tell them, like,
Mm.
hey, I do porn. Do you just kind of just like tell them, hey, I'm taken, or, just like, how do you stop it?
Well, do you know what I do usually? Usually I just say I do porn, and then they don't believe me. They think I'm lying, and they just leave. So they just think I'm lying, and I'm like, search me on Pornhub, and then they watch it, and they don't see you the same way anymore. It's kind of weird, but yeah, I don't know. I really want to date a girl next anyway, so that might not be such a big problem with a woman. But again, I'll let you know.
Now, have you ever had like a serious relationship with a woman before, or has it just been purely sexual?
No, only sexual. I've never had a relationship with a woman before. I am bisexual, but I've been in a long-term relationship for a while, but obviously now it's ended, so I'm open to exploring different things.
And so you never know what you're missing because you're putting the kibosh on
Yeah,
everything, telling everybody no
yeah,
right
yeah,
away. You never know.
exactly.
They might be open to the idea, like
That's true. That's true, actually. I'll give it a go. I'll try.
yeah, as I said, you're definitely like you could be missing out on something great there. So
Yeah, that's
being
true.
bisexual, what do you love about the woman? About the woman, her body,
Oh,
personality, like
just,
what attracts you to women?
yeah. I don't know, everything. Like, to be honest, it's only in the last few years when I've kind of realised that I'm bisexual. I just assumed that everybody felt the same way as me, but actually, no. I think not everybody thinks women are how I feel about them. So I really like, in terms of body, I don't have a type at all. I just think on every woman there's something so beautiful to be admired. Do you know what I mean? There's something attractive about every woman, really, personality, body, whatever it is. So yeah, I just want to explore that more because I've only ever been with a woman for porn as well. So
And you say you're switch. So
yeah,
if you were to
yeah.
ever meet this girl of your dreams and you're dating, do you want to be the more dominant or submissive, or is it like a give and take thing, or?
I think more of a give and take. I'd say sexually, like with a man, I'm more submissive, but with women, I'm more dominant. I don't know why. That's how I find myself anyway, when I do porn.
And we had fans sending in questions because we've been planning this interview for a while.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
got some fans, and I guess I don't, I don't, I
Okay.
don't even know if they're from the UK or if they're from here, but they're fans nonetheless. So
Okay.
that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
Um, so one fan wanted to know, again, speaking on the dating relationship thing, what type of guys are you attracted to? Is there a look or a type that catches your eye?
Okay. So I tell everybody this. I like ugly men. So I like men that are like stereotypically not attractive. Um, which my example would be, Harry Potter, Snape from Harry Potter,
Hmm.
Alan Rickman. I really like him. It's for me, it's more the personality. It's not about the appearance at all for me in any way.
Really? Because I feel like
Yeah,
that's
like
why we have apps like,
I
Tinder
don't
and stuff,
like
because you look
apps.
at the
Oh my
person
god.
first.
But I don't. I've never. Like, I've obviously doing porn. Most of the guys I work with are really muscly, and they're nice guys, but I don't find myself attracted to them. I
Like you
don't know
just don't
why.
vibe with them, like personality wise?
No, like I do like some. Like I've worked with a guy, Alberto Blanco. I get on with him so well, and he's really muscly, and I really like him. So he's an exception. But I'd say for me, it's about that charisma and a connection. And if someone's funny, they can make me laugh. Is one of the most important things.
Okay, cool. Writing that down. So, must be funny, gotta be ugly. I mean, I think I
I
could
like
do
really big
this.
noses as well. I like big noses on men.
Like, okay, write this.
Big
Get
nose.
plastic surgery. Yeah, I mean, I could probably do this. I could start a GoFundMe for a new nose. Like, I just
Oh
need a
my
big
god,
ass nose, and I'm in.
that's so funny.
So, I mean, and another fan wanted to know. So, what is a daily day like for you in the UK? Obviously, out here, we have different ways that we do porn, and we just, is it kind of the same situation there? Like, you just kind of wake up, arrive on set, do makeup, all that stuff.
So I don't do porn in the UK. I do it in Europe. So when I'm going to
Okay, that's
Europe,
right.
I fly. So I fly over to Budapest. I get tested, and then I have like about a week there, and I'll do a shoot every day. So I just get up, go in the shower. My first shower of the day. Fans don't know this, but when you do porn, you shower like 5 times a day. So I'll have my first shower, go to set, have something to eat, probably do the photos, have another shower, do the scene, have another shower, go back to the hotel, have another shower, and then go to bed. So it's not that exciting, really.
Do you have any other hobbies outside of the porn world? Like, what is some of the things that you like to do over there?
Yeah, so I really like to read. I'm really getting into reading again. I have a wish list, and my fans keep buying me books all the time, which is amazing. I really like theme parks. I like traveling. I like music, food. I like animals, and I see my granddad a lot as well. We do a lot of fun things like museums and going to old houses. So it's really cool.
So you said your granddaughter?
My granddad, sorry. Oh my God.
Oh, I thought you said your granddaughter. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, how did this happen? Hold on, we got a whole new conversation now.
I had a child when I was 13.
Yeah, that's why I was like, wait.
13.
I was like, yeah, she had a child when she was 13, and then her child had a third.
It could happen.
Yeah, and now her granddaughter's 8. In a couple years, she's gonna have a kid, and she's gonna be a great grandmother. I'm like, what? I'm like, wait, Tanya did not tip me on this one. I was like, whoa, this is a whole different topic. So.
No, my granddad. He's 89. My granddad.
Gotcha. Now, does he know what you do? I mean, obviously, your parents have kind of like distanced themselves from you. Like, does other family still interact with you?
So I have 2 uncles on my dad's side, and I still speak to them. I've not told them specifically. My granddad thinks I'm a divorce lawyer because my dad told him that lie a few years ago. And I feel like if I said to my granddad, like, you know what, my dad lied to you, I think my granddad would be quite hurt about that, so I haven't mentioned it.
Yeah, and he's 89. Let's not startle him.
Yeah. I told them I do modelling. I've shown them pictures of me modelling when I'm wearing clothes, of course.
Yes.
So they do know about that, and they know about the social media side of things as well. Yeah.
And you won an award for the Rising Premium Social Media Star. Yeah, so speaking about social media, how much of an impact do you feel like that has had on your career, especially over in the UK?
I'd say a massive. So I do TikTok. Well, I don't really do it that often, but I posted a video a few days ago and it's got 1.8 million views. Now that translates obviously into OnlyFans earnings for me. So it's a massive. It's like a massive thing. It can really change your career a lot. The more followers you have, the more you get booked by companies as well. So it kind of works in all aspects of porn.
All right, and another thing, he sent in a question. He goes, I noticed that you're doing stuff with Blacked Raw. How much does size matter?
Oh, I don't think it does matter. I think in your private life, me and my friend were talking the other day, and we were talking about a boyfriend dick. So you see these dicks in porn, sometimes they're massive. But realistically, that's not practical. You couldn't have sex with a guy every day if he's got a 12-inch dick. But what you need is a boyfriend dick. It's more practical size. It's nice. You know how to use it. I think that's the most important thing. I don't think size is that important, personally.
And I mean, I have not had many sexual partners before getting into the business. Kind of explain what that was like to do something like Blacked Raw, because that's not like boyfriend dick, you know? So how do you get yourself amped up for that?
So my partner before porn actually he was very well endowed. He had a very big penis. So I was well prepared, actually, which is surprising. So I'd actually say it works the other way round. I have seen some dicks that are monstrously large. You know, Danny D? His is absolutely, it's like the size of my lava lamp. It's massive. So I wasn't prepared for that. But some dicks, they're not as big as they look in film. I think it's all about angles and how it's filmed. It can make a penis look a lot bigger than it actually is.
Definitely got to work those angles, make it look bigger, and I mean, it's just little tricks of the trade there, tricks of the porn business. Not everybody's walking around with 12-inch dicks, It's
no, I'd say maybe like 1% of the population, if that.
Maybe 11, but not 12.
Yeah.
So, another fan wanted to know, like, what sexual positions get you off the most? Now, a lot of people, obviously, when I ask this question, people are always like, oh, I love doggy. Like, what do you enjoy? Like, what gets you off?
I really like all of them. I really do. I like, what do you think? The one that's like the least effective is probably reverse cowgirl, because for me. It doesn't really do much. I really like doggy, and I do like missionary as well. And I also like the spoon position. I really like that position.
Now, do you find yourself, like, is it genuine when you're on set? And, like, do you really feel like yourself getting off? And you can say no to, because, I mean, it's obvious, like, it's porn. So it's like, it's fabricated, you know, it's meant to look like, you know, this fantasy and everything. But how often do you find yourself actually getting aroused and getting off while on set?
I'd say 50-50. So sometimes it's real. I have had real orgasms on set, but sometimes it's not real. It depends who you're with and just everything. Like, for me, it's really small things. Like, I really like being, like, touched in other places, like anywhere, like my arm or whatever. And if a guy's, like, just touches you lightly there, then it kind of creates that connection before you have sex, and it can create that kind of mood. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if you guys are, like, not talking, you're on other sides of the room, and then you've got to have sex, it's like, it's a bit jarring. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Because I said a lot of people, you know, they answer the question, and it's like, well, I don't want to say. And it's just like, I mean, real people who really watch porn, like, I'm not, you know, shaming porn or, you know, downplaying and everything, but, like, porn life is not like real sex life, you know? So
no, exactly.
There's a lot of stop and go. And I was always just curious, like, how often do, like, you orgasm on a set? Is it something that it always happens, or is it something that, you know, it's like, hey, you know, I make good of what I'm doing here, but then, you know, end of the day, it's like, it's not, you know, phasing me.
I would say, like I said, I think about 50-50. Like, I'm not going to say orgasm 50% of the time, because that's not true. I'd say it's more like maybe 10% of the time.
Okay. All right. So all the guys who are sending in that question want to know, you know, hopefully that didn't ruin anything for them, or maybe it made it better for them. You know, maybe it's a challenge for them now, because
you don't need to, like, orgasm to enjoy sex. So I think there's a lot of pressure on people, men and women, to orgasm on time in sex. And I think, you know, that's not the case. Like, you can still really enjoy something and not necessarily manage to orgasm from it. It doesn't mean it was any less valid, if that makes sense.
Hey, I've seen your work, and it all looks valid to me. So I'm not complaining at all, you know. But more of these questions, I'm trying to get through as many of them, and I was really surprised as how many questions were coming in and the following that you have in the United States, which is really cool, you know, that you have such a huge following. And so one guy, he wanted to know, like, I think he was just trying to kick game, because he was just like, what do I need to do to go on a date with you? And at first I thought he was talking to me, because he DM'd me about it, and I'm like, well, you know, I don't need to be fine wined and dined, you know. I mean, I could do, you know, McDonald's or Subway, you know, like, I'm easy to please. But then I realized he was talking about you, not so much me.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll live.
Yeah, I don't. Do you know? I'll be honest here. I've never been treated by a man, so in general, I'm like the sugar mummy in this situation. My last relationship, I was definitely the sugar mummy. The guy, you know, I was buying everything. I was taking him out. I was doing all the stuff. So anything, to be honest. I've got very low standards.
I said she likes ugly guys, you know, with big noses that can make her laugh. So, I mean, the chances of you scoring here are like, the percentages have gone really high, you know? Like,
I know. I hope I'm not ruining my reputation here. Like,
she's an easy girl. You just got to, like, roll out of bed, you know? And she's
that's about it.
Well, I mean,
just show up.
But you say that, it's like, well, I feel like you need to be wined and dined. You need to be, you know, spoiled, you know, because just accepting any average guy is like, you know.
Do you know the problem? My fans are so good to me that I feel like, I don't know. I've never met a guy in real life who has matched up to how my fans treat me. They treat me like a princess. They're so respectful. Do you know what I mean? They're just so good to me. I feel like I need to date a fan because they know how to treat me right.
And the fans are so nice, and they treat you so well and everything. But what do you think is the biggest misconception about being in the porn business? Because, again, obviously, like you said, these fans respect you. They treat you nicely. You know, and then these people that know nothing about the porn world, you know, or the sex world, they automatically assume that it's just, like, dangerous. And, like, so what do you hear from people that don't know?
I'd say, again, I'm very lucky. People in general are very nice to me. I don't usually get people saying anything bad from like, I'm trying to think, like, sometimes you get comments on TikTok, for example, people saying like, oh, porn stars are disgusting, you know, they've all this, that. I would say the biggest misconception is probably that we're all like millionaires or we're billionaires. Like, people think that for a porn scene you get paid a ridiculous amount of money, and that's not the case. I've had that a lot from fans being like, oh, Scarlett, you know, you must be a millionaire by now. It's like, no. I mean, maybe I'm doing something wrong, I don't know, but yeah.
You were good enough to get a home. That's a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, house prices were lower at the time.
I mean, I don't know what the mortgage market is like over in the UK, but I mean, to buy a house here is not cheap to do.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like, I'm a big saver. I don't spend a lot of money. I save a lot of my money. So yeah, that's how I managed to do that. But I get that from my granddad. He's a big saver as well. So I think that's where it comes from.
Yes, her granddad, not her granddaughter. So just so we don't, that totally sent me for a loop. So, I mean, you do the social media stuff and OnlyFans. So, like, if somebody was to come across your OnlyFans, like, what is some of the stuff that they can expect from your OnlyFans? Because I feel like with OnlyFans, everybody has one now, just like podcasting. It's like, what am I doing that's separating myself from everybody else?
Yeah, that's true. My OnlyFans it's imagine you're kind of like virtually living with me. So I treat it a bit like how people treat Twitter, or used to a few years ago. So I tell my fans everything I'm doing all the time. I'll be like, guys, just in the shower. Here's a picture of me in the shower. Yesterday, I did a get ready with me while I was trying on my new clothes I'd ordered. I had like an online delivery come. Tried all my clothes on, and then I just posted the video. So I also do, obviously, I do girl, boy, girl on there as well. But just on my OnlyFans in general, people always say to me, I give a lot away. But that's true. I like my fans to be involved in my real life. So I also do a lot of live shows. Like last night I played GTA, like with my fans. So yeah, just really, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, just real life, what I get up to.
Well, you're better at it than I am, because when I post like, hey, woke up, having some cereal, like, nobody gives a fuck that I'm having cereal. They're like, yeah, hope it's stale, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get the same reaction from fans like you, you know? Like,
that's true.
I get on like, hey, I'm going to play GTA. I'm going to play Call of Duty. And, like, nobody's there to play with me, you know? I'm just...
Yeah. Oh, you should play with me. I'm sorry.
I would love to play with you. In more ways than one. Really cool. You don't have to ask me. You don't have to send me the invite, you know?
That's funny. Like I say, I have no standards. Don't worry. Like,
yeah, I know. Like I said, like I'm like, man, I'm looking at this list right now, and I'm like, yo, I'm totally scoring here. Like, if this is my bingo card, I hit bingo like 20 times already.
Yeah, you're overqualified.
Yeah, that could be. That could be. Now, is there guys that could be, or girls that are like overqualified? Like, how do you combat that?
I don't know. What does that mean? Like, they're too good for me?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like they're overqualified. It's like almost like you have to question. It's like, are you fibbing me here? Like, are you really that ugly? Is your nose really that big? You know, like, do you have me laughing in stitches right now to the point where I just can't stop? I can't breathe because I'm laughing so hard. You must be fake. You know,
yeah,
like,
I've
you're
never
overqualified.
had that experience. Like, I don't know. Like, I've had, like sugar daddies.
Mm-hmm.
I've had men that have wanted to be my sugar daddy, and then it turns out like I earn more money than them, and it's just like I've never had a guy treat me in real life. I've only ever had my fans treat me like virtually, like stuff. So yeah,
right.
A potential boyfriend has a lot to live up to in terms of my fans.
There you go. So all the guys that are listening out there, you've already taken the notes. You know what the criteria is. Now you just got to work on it. You know, I can't.
Yeah, just get that big nose.
Yes, definitely. I'm starting to go fund me. You know, help me get a big nose. You know, because.
Fund me.
Now, what about it? What about the big nose that's so attractive?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, is it a thing like when they're going down, like when they're going down on you, like the nose just kind of rubs or something? Like, I don't know.
No, I've not noticed that. I don't know. It's just like a trend I've noticed. So, for example, if you say to me, oh, what male celebrities are attractive, it's just a common feature that I've noticed, that I like a big nose.
So what male celebrities are you the most attracted to?
Like I've said, like, although this is going to sound really bad, but they're mostly dead. Oh, sorry about that.
That
I mean, like,
just
Alan
increases the
Rickman.
chances for all the other regular dudes. Can't
That's
lose to a guy
true.
that's
That's
dead.
true. There's no competition if he's
Yeah,
dead.
yeah. If he's dead, it's like that's already a win for me.
Exactly. No, it's true. I don't know. I don't know. It's difficult to say, but I don't like. You know how people are like, oh, Leonardo DiCaprio is so attractive. I don't find him attractive at all. I just think, for me, it's more about. It's a whole package thing. You know, it's not just about looks.
Yeah, it's about looks and it's
Mm.
about personality and big
Yeah.
noses. Got it. Got it.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
most
So
important. Like size only matters when
the
it's the
size only
nose.
matters when it's the nose. So what long-term and short-term goals do you have? Because I mean, you're so successful now. I mean, obviously, I would assume one of them is getting to the States, but what is some of the
Yeah.
goals you have, and how long do you see yourself doing something like this?
So yeah, you hit the nail on the head. My biggest goal is getting my visa. So that's my biggest goal. Also, my granddad's turning 90 next year, so I'm throwing him a birthday party. That's a big thing. And how long do I plan on staying in the industry? I have no plans to leave at all. I love it. I love my fans. I really like my work. So hopefully, for the foreseeable future, I'm looking forward to one day being a MILF. I can't wait to do MILF porn in like 10 to 15 years. So I'm in it for the long run. Yeah, I'm ready.
Well, your DMs are going to start blowing up now from all the ugly big nose guys that are trying to impregnate you. So you're going to have a whole lot of what we call here in the States baby
What a way
daddies.
to spend my Sunday evening.
Yeah, it's deciphering who's going to be the future Miss Scarlett Jones's baby daddy.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my god, I can't wait.
I mean,
Wait to find out.
we
Daddy.
should probably keep that on the wraps because that could be like your own like movie or scene or something. You know what I mean? Like,
That's true.
see,
I
I
like
got that marketing
idea.
mind. It's always thinking like, okay, how can I twist this to make money? You know? So
That's true. That's true. Like we could do like a little, what do they call it? Like fuck a fan
yeah.
thing. I've never done that. I don't know if like when people do that, if it's real or not, to be honest. But like we could do something
I always
like
wondered
that.
that too, how true that was,
Yeah.
you know? But
I'll
then if
ask
you
someone I
watch
know that
it,
does it.
you could probably
Yeah.
tell, like if the guy seems like really nervous and he does seem like he's performing well, like he either is just a really sucky adult film star or it could be true, you know? Because I mean, that's a lot of pressure for somebody to do something like that.
Mm. I have so many fans asking me how to get into porn, like how they can be in it, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know the answer. I don't know how men get into porn.
It's easier for women than it is guys.
Yeah,
Guys
I
are
agree,
hired
yeah.
dicks. That's all they are. You're just a hired dick to be able to shoot on cue. And
Yeah.
believe me, it's not as easy as you may think. And think about it,
No.
like guys, and like the majority of people that watch porn, they're in it to see the women. You know, like,
Exactly,
like so
yeah,
we're
yeah.
coming up on Exotica here in New
Yeah,
Jersey,
sure.
and it's a big deal. And it's like 95% of the guests that are going to be there are women. And there's always like a couple guy adult talents that are there, and you're always like, who's really going up to him though and getting a photo with him? You know what I mean? Like who's getting his
Exactly,
autograph?
yeah.
You know? And it's sad to say that because like a lot of these people that are there to see the women probably envy the fuck out of these guys, but still they're not there to see you, dude. They're there to see the women.
Yeah, I agree. It is sad because as well in Europe, I don't know what it's like in the US, but in Europe, the guys get paid nothing in comparison to the women. It's really unfair. And the men do so much of the work as well. Like, they all have really good bums because they do so much, like work, like physically. Do you know what I mean? So much thrusting. They do so much work. And I think it's really unfair they don't get paid the same.
And that's crazy you say that because we're always complaining here in the States for equal pay for women to get paid as much as men. It's just like, yeah. But think about it. You could be in Europe being a porn star and you ain't getting shit, you know? So
yeah, exactly. That's true. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
So you mentioned this fuck a fan thing. So when can we start this up? Because I know like once you've said that, like they're all gonna blow me up. You know, like, well, how do I get involved in this?
You.
Yeah, they're gonna be asking me.
When I get my visa, maybe we'll celebrate. When I come to the US and I can work legally there, we'll celebrate. We'll do that.
There you go. Because I don't need guys asking me how they could do a fuck a fan. I'm like, yeah, I don't want anybody to try to fuck me. You know what I mean? Sorry, I don't do the fuck a fan thing. So if you have to, make sure you direct all the messages to Scarlett, not me.
Yeah, when I get tired, you can take over. Like they can, we'll take turns.
Hey, if they're hot chicks, I'm down. You know, like,
yeah,
if there's some hot girls, like,
men.
hey,
I'm bi, like, I swing both ways, so let's go for it.
This is a really interesting question I got from a fan. So a fan wanted to know,
Okay.
they know that you're from the UK. So what's some funny
Yeah.
sayings or words that you say there that we don't say here? Now,
Oh
I've
my
had the
God.
interaction with like people from. I used to work with a woman, and she used to say so many different things that was so funny. Like a shopping cart here is like a buggy, and like the elevator is the lift. Like
Yes,
just
that's
different
correct.
things like that.
Yep.
So I noticed a
Yeah.
couple times you said that you're going
Ooh.
on like vacation, but you call it holiday over there. So like I'm going on
Holiday,
holiday,
yeah.
whereas we
And
call it
you
a
call
vacation.
yeah, you call Christmas like the holidays, like the
Yes.
holiday season. That's so weird. We don't say that. We just say Christmas
So it would be like the
or
vacation
winter.
season, you know?
Yeah, and also we say autumn, not fall.
Okay.
Um, Trying to think what else. Obviously, chips and crisps. So chips over there
And I know you
are.
got spotted dick over there.
There
I mean, I know there's
are
other dicks,
many
but
spotted dicks.
see,
Yeah,
spotted dick over here has us going. You go to the clinic, you know. So when you got a
yeah,
spotted dick, you
yeah.
go
It's
see
like
the
a
doctor,
dessert.
you know.
Can't really think what else. We say the C word more. I try and say it in porn quite a lot because it's kind of taboo, I think.
The C word as
I
in
think,
cunt.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. I mean, because you could say that
Like,
on this show. Like
I
we're
didn't
cool.
want to swear. I didn't want to get you in trouble.
It's the internet. This is podcast. You say whatever the fuck you want.
Okay, cool.
There's probably a lot of
So yeah,
cunts
I'd say
listening right now, you know?
Oh my God. No, you're not wrong. I bet there are. We
Yeah.
say
See?
as well, like, I don't know what else I can think of. I think that's about it.
Okay. So let everybody know where they can find you at on social medias. Make sure they are all on the right channels and everything, because there's a lot of people out there that are catfishing and pretending to be people.
Hmm.
I feel like I see it all day, every day on people's
Yeah,
Instagram
it's
stories where they're like, this
terrible.
person is trying to be me and don't send
Yeah,
this person money, because you have some very loyal fans. So I want to make sure if
yeah,
fans are gifting you and are being nice to you, at least they're sending it to you and not someone
yeah.
else. Unless that
You
someone
know, I've
else
got a
is
funny,
me.
yeah, I've got like a really funny story really quickly.
Sure.
I At the moment I have like three main regulars, like they're really brand new from America, and they all have found me through fake accounts scamming them. So they were first talking to the fake account and then realized, oh wait, there's someone else called Scarlett Jones, that's the real person. So they hadn't heard of me before. So it's actually thanks to the fake accounts that have got me these
So it
regulars.
kind of worked against them.
Yeah, it did 100% work against them because now I'm getting all the money. So.
Yes.
So it's good, you know. But yeah, you can find me everywhere. It's Scarlett Jones UK, except for Instagram. Instagram is Scarlett Jones Official.
Very awesome. So, anything else you want
Hmm.
the fans to know before we allow you to enjoy your evening of fishing through DMs of people that want to be your baby daddy?
Just deciding the biggest nose I can find.
Yes.
Um,
Well, some people send
um,
solicited dick pics, unsolicited nose pics now, you know, like
I want to
rate
see
my
noses.
nose. Rate my nose, you know.
Oh my God, I love that on OnlyFans.
There you go.
I'm
See, I
doing
told you I
nose
have that
raping tonight,
marketing
guys.
mindset going, you know. It's like, okay, how can I
Love it.
spin this, you know?
I love it.
If it ain't making money, it
I
ain't
don't
making
know what else.
sense.
What else can I just want to say thank you, I guess, to my fans. Thank you for being so amazing. I love all my fans, and I really appreciate everybody. And yeah, thank you for having me on here. It's been really good.
I appreciate you taking the time to call us. Again, I
No
know the time
problem.
difference is a little different, but thank God it was only, you know, a 5 hour difference. It's not like you're calling from
Yeah,
Japan or something, you know, where it's like 2 in the morning
not
or
this
something.
time, no.
Yeah, because
No,
that shit
no, it's
probably would work
fine.
for me, but not you.
But
Well,
no,
we
it's been really good. Thank you so much.
yes, and we appreciate it. We can't wait to see more things from you. Make sure you check her out on all her
Yeah.
socials, and let's work on getting her here to the States. Let's get her that visa real quick.
Yeah. Woo! I can't wait. Hi, it's Scarlett Jones. I'm all the way from the UK, and you're listening to Mix Master B on MMB Radio.